Welcome to KX News on the Go. I'm Chance Stickland. It was a historic moment at the Vatican on Thursday. The moment white smoke rose from the Sistine Chapel, the world knew a new pope had been chosen. And two students from the University of Mary were there front and center to witness everything. The two sophomores were part of a group of 35 from the University of Mary studying abroad in Rome this semester. They say they gathered with thousands of others in St. Peter's Square, standing shoulder to shoulder beneath the windows of the Sistine Chapel. The students say the energy in the square shifted as the moment got closer. It was a mix of excitement, nerves, and wonder. One of the sophomore students said she initially predicted the smoke would turn white, but then quickly changed her mind, thinking it would probably happen later today, it being Friday, but it all took her by surprise. It happened.
A little bit of it, and I was like, there's no way. I was like, it's gonna turn black. There's no way this happens. And then when it was white, it was like I was just in complete shock. It was just the most insane moment.
Yeah, immediately when we finally realized that it actually was white, so immediate joy and noise, a lot of noise and cheering, clapping, just disbelief and like wonder at this at this was actually happening.
The new Pope Leo XIV is the first American ever elected to lead the Catholic Church. North Dakota Senator John Hoeven was also asked about the news on the new Pope earlier Thursday in the nation's capital.
This is phenomenal. I think American Catholics are just going to be thrilled. Well, I know they are. They're just thrilled. This is super exciting. And no, if you'd have told me ahead of time, I'd say, no way, never happened. This is phenomenal.
Now to an update to a story we've been following over the last couple of days involving fires that have been burning near the Mandaree area. Officials with the MHA Nation tell KX News the two fires that were burning are now 100% contained. Both of those fires were in the 3 affiliated tribes area, one near the Mandaree area, the other is near Pouch Point, which at last check had burned at least 1,600 acres. MHA Nation officials say the fire crews are still battling a fire in the Turtle Mountain area. There is a total burn ban in effect in that area. Now here's Andre with a quick check of your forecast.
Well, thank you, Chance. And we are starting our day out here in Bowman with very beautiful skies. And guess what? Temperatures are at 54 degrees. And we are seeing those winds out of the north and east at 14 miles per hour. But let's head over into Harvey, where we're also seeing very beautiful conditions too. And temperatures are at 54 degrees. And the winds are out of the west-northwest at 8 miles per hour. Now, looking at our current storm team radar, we are starting our day out with those mainly sunny conditions, but there is a little bit of cloud cover in the eastern side of the state, and that is caused by that cold front that pushed through overnight last night into early this morning, but we here are on the quiet side. Now, as far as our current temperatures, our temperatures right now are mainly in the 40s and 50s, so it is a very mild start to our day, and we even saw 62 degrees briefly there in Turtle Mountain, so it really lets you know that summer has came early this year. Now looking at our current soil temperatures brought to you by Birds All Grain and Seed, we are seeing those values mainly in the 50s and 60s and even a 70 degree there in Dickinson. So it looks like the soils are pretty much ready to go to start growing. And our winds are out of the north and west about 5 to 15 miles per hour. And this is going to be crucial throughout the day today because it's going to allow for us to see slightly cooler temperatures than what we were seeing yesterday, and with that northerly flow, it's going to allow for that dry air to filter on in, and that is what's going to keep things quiet and collected during the day today and even into our Mother's Day weekend. Now our highs for today will mainly be in the 70s, so it's going to be a rather cooler day than what we were seeing yesterday, but however, these temperatures are remaining above average, about 5 to 15 degrees above normal, so this is going to be a map you're going to be seeing throughout the weekend because it's going to be quite a hot one for sure. Now, once we get into tonight, temperatures will drop on down into the 40s and 50s, so it's going to be another mild night in store for us here across the Peace Garden State, and we will continue to see our area of high pressure move on in this weekend, and each and every day we're going to acquire that southerly flow more and more, and that's really going to increase those temperatures each and every day during this month Mother's Day weekend. So if you got any Mother's Day plans, it looks like it's going to be sunny. So that means you're going to have to wear some sunscreen, and also make sure you're keeping your mother on the cold side because it's going to be quite on the hot side outside during this weekend. Now, looking at our Mother's Day weekend forecast in detail, we will see those temperatures start out in the upper 80s with those mainly sunny conditions. And as we head into Mother's Day itself, temperatures will then increase into the low 90s, and it's just going to be a dry time around here. It could be gusty a little bit too on Sunday, and that could maybe pose a threat for some fire concerns. So if you are going to do anything for your mother, make sure you're doing it on the safe side too. Now, looking here in Williston, we will see those temperatures drop back down into the 70s by the time we get into our Tuesday with mainly sunny conditions, and we could even start seeing those rain chances increasing late Tuesday and into our Wednesday. We're going to be watching that very closely here. Now for Dickinson, we will see those temperatures drop into the upper 70s too on Tuesday, and we're going to remain on the dry side during this period of time. Now, once we get into Minot, we will see those temperatures overall increase through the Mother's Day weekend. But here's the thing, once we get into next week, we're going to see those temperatures decline. So it's kind of like a hill, if you will, and we will see those chances of rain potentially increasing by mid to late next week. And that is about the same here in Bismarck, with temperatures dropping by the time we get into our Monday into our Tuesday. So Chance, it looks like this weekend is going to be quite a hot one for our moms.
Indeed, 90s for the weekend. All right, Andre, thank you so much. Well, for everyone here at KX News, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.